collapsed during the rain because of the heavy winds, and 6 of the injured are in critical condition. Reporter Maxwell Agbagba was in the area and has been speaking to the MCE.
On what is going on over here. To me, what is going on over here is not good. It's not appropriate. It's not the right thing. So yes, I will call them and ask them a lot of questions, because there is a lot of questions to be answered. So that's exactly what I'm going to do.
So specifically, what exactly is is inappropriate about the construction going on?
Look, if you see yourself, look at the building. The building. I don't think they were how will I put it? They were advised as to what to do, because you can see it's a shoddy work down here. So that's what I'm saying, that the engineers have to go around and see to that all buildings, if they are going to put up a building, the right thing should be done. You understand me? Yeah.
Yeah, this place formerly used to be a landfill site. Has that come to your attention yet?
And that is true. That's what I was just told. Yeah.
So are you going to do anything to stop, new buildings from coming up here?
That is what I'm telling you, that yes, I'll sit down with my engineers and the management. We'll see what we can do to make sure this thing will not occur again.
Are you extending any help to, the people who were injured in this accident?
Yeah, I just got to know that there were some people, some injured people. So I will follow up to the hospital and to see how they are faring.
I think this church building collapsed during the torrential rains Sunday afternoon. In fact, they were wrapping up with service when the unfortunate incident happened. In fact, when you come here today, you can see some plastic chairs still under the rubble here. These roofing sheets that were used in roofing the building are also still here on site. Deep inside, you can also see some personal effects belonging to some of the church members here. Outside the building itself, the pillar that is outside is very weak. They've had running water running over the foundation of the pillar, exposing it. That one can also crumble.
Maxwell Agbagba with that report. The assemblyman for the McCarthy Hill electoral area, Clement Ejay, says some chiefs in the area are illegally selling off the lands to prospective homeowners.
There are some chiefs and people behind it. So when you complain, they just don't bother you as an assembly member, because they know the powers behind the church of Pentecost. But I think Pentecost, what is not good is not good. Something can condemn in a very strongest of sense. I'm happy that media has come to witness this situation. To go along with when you say something about it, because it is not for nothing that the media is referred to as the fourth estate of the realm. As far as you are here, we know you report it and the appropriate measures. Good morning. So, who are those selling? I think the chiefs, they are the custodians of the land. They can sell. Without them, nobody. As far as the chiefs also are around, I think when you go for them and they also can sell you better than what I'm telling you. I didn't get them involved, but when I did them one after the other, I tell them that what is going on. We call this place McCarthy electoral area.
And also the Greater Accra head of NADMO, Archibald Kobner, has been spelling out plans for NADMO to tackle the floods and falling billboards as we enter the rainy season.
One, I said public education is one, and it's critical because we need to let people know, for example, one, that you do not build in places that you do not have approval, or places that are low-lying areas, or places that are disaster-prone zones. These are things that you look at for in the first place. The second place, that you seek the proper approval and the proper certifications and the proper governmental supervision in ensuring that structures and what have you are put in place. The third aspect too is that we've been educating people to know that everybody knows that we are in the rainy season. and therefore, if the weather should even change, it gives you a signal that it's going to rain. Before it goes to rain heavily, you would see some drizzle here and there. If you're living in an area that you know that already it is a disaster-prone area, there are a couple of things that you should be doing. One, as an individual person who lives in the house, and then you as a community, putting yourselves together. We've said that there are areas, we call them safe havens. Safe havens are higher grounds where you can always run to for shelter when there is rain and things like that.
So apart from the public education, what is NADMO also doing? How prepared are you to tackle head on the issues that would, as we enter the rainy season?
We have made everybody aware that we have district coordinators and district teams in all the various districts. We have a special operation unit and we have operation teams that are ready to respond to issues. We have put out emergency numbers so that when people are stuck somewhere and they need us, they can call those emergency numbers: 0299 350 030, 0299 350 030. That is one of our emergency lines. 0299 350 434. 350 434. This is also another emergency line. Another line is 0299 350 435. We have put these numbers out so that people can call us. And once you call us, we move into wherever the situation is and try to solve them. We also encouraging what we call volunteer groups from the various communities, because once you have people on the ground, and these volunteer groups are going to be groups that we're going to work with them to ensure that the kind of things that has to be done at the various communities prior to any disaster are done, so that we do not have disasters. Okay. Are you with me?
Yeah. So finally, what are you doing about the fallen billboards as well? Because we've had this phenomenon recur, on countless occasions. Even yesterday, after the wind, some billboards actually came down.
I witnessed one myself. Exactly. In fact, I got there and the billboard was falling. It fell right where I was. And so I had to make sure.
I don't know what I have to say. Thank God you witnessed one, but I want to find out from you.
Yeah, you are so right. Yeah. You are so very right. Are you with me? And so I had to get on the ground. It was raining. I was in the rain to ensure that I get some young guys around the area and get them something. We got to look for screwdrivers and everything.
So what would you be going forward? What would you be rolling? Listen, what policy would you be rolling out?
I think that all of us are part of these things. We have the AAG, the Association of advertisers. Are you with me? I think that they also need to check their members.
Have you engaged them?
That one not yet. Okay. To be frank with you, that one not yet. I've been trying to engage some community leaders, some assembly members. In fact, I have written to the chiefs. I'm trying to meet the various chieftaincy groups so that we can interact with them. We want to meet all sections of our community and ensure that some kind of interaction goes on, so that we don't see NADMO as an organization that is waiting for disaster to happen for us to come in and try and do community. That is not what we are looking at. We want to prevent it. That is what His Excellency the President said, and I have repeated it several times. But that one before our appointment, the President met us and said explicitly that no single life is supposed to be lost. People do not have to lose their properties, and therefore for him very critical is the element of prevention. Again, one thing he said which was very critical is that we are having to spend so much money into sanitation, because some of these flooding situations is because people throw a lot of garbage. When it begins to rain, that is the time that people get out of their house and come and throw garbage into our drains, and these things get choked somewhere and then water flows over. Are you with me? So we spend too much money on sanitation, and therefore the people of this country need to wake up to that reality, so that we, together with assemblies and all the stakeholders and all the bodies, will know that, look, this is the way to go as a country, and those resources can be properly and appropriately channeled to very important things like the one district, one factory, support for education.
We're still talking about dangers. Well, JoyNews has observed that some fuel and gas stations are sited on plots earmarked for residential areas, and it is a worrying occurrence. This has risen as a result of constant neglect of city authorities and persistent turning of deaf ear to the dangers that they pose to life. Forgive America reports.
Thousands of lives and properties in areas of the country are under the threat and likelihood to suffer from severe burns and possible deaths in the case of humans if appropriate measures are not taken to halt the wanton abuse of laid down regulations in the construction of gas and fuel filling stations in residential areas in Ghana. Behind me, it's a filling station and a gas station which is close to a bus stop where people usually commute to pick cars. A few meters away from the gas and the fuel filling station are residents behind, almost like 100 feet away, which does not conform to the National Petroleum Regulation. In Ghana over the years, gas and fuel explosion have been the cause of destruction of precious lives and properties, citing the recent explosion at the Trade Fair Center. To the National Petroleum Authority, rules and regulations stipulate that gas and fuel filling stations should be situated at a minimum of 500 feet from residential areas. Students at the UPS school, these were their concerns about the Cell filling station, which is located exactly behind the school and where residents and people commute.
The regulations that govern the siting of fuel stations states clearly that fuel stations are supposed to be sited some distance away from residential areas, but the site is very close to the university. And as students, leaders, we were concerned for the safety of our students, the welfare of our students. So it was a matter of safety, it was a matter of fear and psychological issues, because the recent incidents at Guelph filling station that happened at Circle and the Trade Fair, it created a lot of tension among the students' front. So we as student leaders grew very concerned, and we had to do a few things that we thought could achieve some results.
Yes, this is a filling station owned by Strategic Energies Limited, Cell. It is just behind one of our blocks, that is the LBC block. And also it is located at a place where our students normally use as a walkway. Over 3,000 students use that particular walkway on a daily basis. So having realized the danger it poses to the health of our students and safety as well, we quickly wrote to the EPA for an explanation as to whether the developer has gone through all the necessary procedures and then principles that are supposed to be held as far as environmental impact assessment is concerned. The EPA indicated in the affirmative that indeed they have granted them the license. And we quickly went back to the Act 490, and there we realized that this is a typical residential area. And if that is a residential area, then that facility is not supposed to be where it is as we speak.
Contrary to the concerns of the students and that's of the environmental officer of the UPSA, this is what some residents and commuters had to say. That
is all. Because I know they know a baby close to be down or be done by or interfere in the panel. And I say, oh, see, I come and you almost see 100. Now, fear for no more around, or to sit down or more council. And what I'm saying is that we have people around. If they couldn't stop him, who would they be in front of my permit to go why?
It's very obvious that the National Petroleum Authority and the Environmental Protection Agency are doing less or nothing about the challenges that has been expressed by these residents and students. There are fears that lives and properties may be lost as compared to the issue that happened at the Trade Fair and that of the Circle on June 3rd. For JoyNews, forgive America.
Whilst we're at it, the AMA has served notice to evict traders at Tiptoe Lane here at Circle. Ahead of that eviction, Latif Idrisu has been there and interacted with the traders. Here is his report.
Okay, so 3-5, right? Yeah. All right, so after securing the place and doing business for over 10 years, the second-hand phone dealers at Circle, what has become the hub of second-hand phone, face eviction from the AMA task force. Now, if successful, the Accra Metropolitan Assembly task force will evict over 1,500 second-hand phone dealers from what has become the hub of second-hand phone in the country. Now, the question being posed by businessmen and women here is that where is the alternative for them to go and do business?
It is up to the government to provide a convenient place to work. You understand what I mean? So if the government says, okay, fine, this is what I've got for this place, I've got this place for you. Come and take this place and work. We don't have a choice.
Until that is done, what do you intend to do?
Until that thing is done, we continue to be in the streets. I must be frank with you, I will not lie. Because you come and...
Even with the task force?
They will come and sack us today, tomorrow we will come back. Because you cannot go and say, my brother, sometimes, you know, this country, we've been doing one thing, the same thing at the same time, and we expect to get a different result, which is not going to, it's not going to happen.
You sack us to go, the next day we come here. Rather, you have to pay the police and you have to pay the AMA people to come and sack us here. And
you guys must be very, very stubborn.
You know, we are not stubborn. The reason is we don't have anywhere.
You continue to defy the law. You continue to defy directive from the AMA.
No, if the,
what does that make you?
You know, we don't defy the law. If the government have provided us a place to sell, that phone dealers, this is your market, you have to go and sell. So that if anyone trespass the market, that one you can deal with the person. But here be the case, we don't have anywhere to go and sell, and we cannot go and sell. But what means you have to earn a living too. We have done the calculation, it's simple logic and simple calculation. If you have made the calculation, each person is paying 6 cedis for a week. And that 6 cedi times 4 weeks. 4 weeks make a month. And the month, there is a 12 months in a year. So that a month times 12. And we are going to get 280,000 Ghana cedi. It's quite a lot of money, which means in every year, the previous government, each government is losing 280,000 Ghana cedi from here. That's a quiet revenue.
With this calculation, what I'm getting is you are trying to get government, you are luring government into endorsing the illegality that is going on here.
No, we are not luring the government to enforce illegality